If I into it, I got myself a technique this guy's not getting out of, okay? And I didn't even have to touch the body, okay? And that's why they called it the death touch, is because you really don't have to hit the person. You're touching them, you're rubbing them. It's very unobtrusive what you're doing. Okay, sorry, we'll get off on a tangent again. Points. All right, the solar plexus right in through here. Okay? We have 2 points over to the side. Okay, they're right underneath the rib cage. As the rib cage cuts down at a 45, right across from there, there are 2 points. Now I'd like you to take one finger and hook it right up under that rib cage, okay, and pull up like you're pulling up into the lung. Annoying? Okay? That needs to be struck up 45 this way.
Like an uppercut.
Yeah. And it'll have the same debilitating effect that the solar plexus will have. You also have, right across from that, right at the base of the ribs here, there's a pressure point. Right at the nipple, there's a pressure point. Right at the base of the breast, there's a pressure point. Right in the hollow pocket, right across from that solar plexus, there's a pressure point. This is the one I like to aim at. You saw earlier in the seminar how when the guy rushed at me, I just popped him. This is the one that did it, okay? This intercostal nerve here has a tie-in with the person's lungs and diaphragm. And it spasms that area and it makes it hard for the person to breathe. A person that's out of breath does not fight very well. Okay? There is a good shock of pain that goes with it. Okay? So it's a pretty debilitating attack. If I come around, there's a juncture point right here with 3 pressure points meet. That's a good point to know. Okay? If I come right on the side of the body, there's another pressure point right in here, spleen 21. If I turn the body around, there's more points right on the back. So it does not matter how this person's turned, I can affect those pressure points as well.
They go all the way around.
You do. Okay? If I get into, well, let's go into this point here. This is one of my favorite points. It's called liver 14 if you're into acupuncture or acupressure, or you want to look up where this point is exactly. And the reason why the Kyusho practitioner always uses the terminology of the acupuncturist is you can go into any bookstore. Doesn't matter which one. You go to the Oriental Healing, you flip open an acupuncture guide, they'll have the pressure point model right there, and every point is described. It's right there. And it'll show you the rib structure, the muscle structure, how you can get into that pressure point. If I told you it was an intercostal nerve off the 4th intercostal space, you're going to go, huh? And you're not going to look that up. But if I just tell you it's liver 14, you can flip a page and you see it right there. That's why we use it. And it's the paradigm where this art came out of. Okay, so we take it back to its roots because they figured out something we didn't figure out. All right, liver 14 is hit like you're hitting the liver. Okay, now the liver is on this side of the body, mainly. It crosses right over the top of the stomach. Okay, spleen is over on this side, but you got the liver that's coming all the way across here. If I hit this point, I don't want to hit it straight in, okay? Because that's just sending the energy through. It's not like I'm attacking the organ that the point designates. Okay? Lightly, if I hit down and in, you'll see there's a ramification to that. All right? Now, this is where the Kevlar, I need to staunch your body. Protective gear. For sport, not real martial arts. All right. If I hit him dead on, oh yeah. Sorry about that.
Golly, you felt that through that thing?
You okay?
Yeah, I guess I'd rather have him on.
I'll keep this film going. I'm going to play with him for a little bit. Okay. Now, notice what I'm instantly doing. My first reaction was to tap that point, because I'm now spreading that energy out. Okay? That wasn't even intent. Sorry, sir.
So what did you do? You hit him down?
The reason why he was so weak on that area is that he's the guy I tapped before.
Right.
Unshielded.
That one went all the way to my back.
Yeah, okay, get off. That demonstration didn't work like I wanted it to. He was supposed to stand there like this. Okay. But if I tapped him right on this point, and it's going to be right where that seam is. Now, in karate, we're taught to hit with a punch like this or a full twist. That was another one of Gichin Funakoshi's things, okay? Punch is 3/4. There is nothing on the human body, on the front of the body, that you can access straight in to get the effects we're getting, the Kyusho. It's all at angles, okay? And that's why you have all these weird angles in these katas and all these moves. This angle isn't straight in. It's down and in, and you can, I'm sure you can see that there was a little bit more of an effect with that. All right, and I held back considerably on my power. And, yeah. Okay. Pardon?
That just said you're running out.
Yeah, I am. Okay. That's the problem with the Kyusho seminar.
We got 6 arguments.
I want to say something too, and this is sort of a statement against people that badmouth Kyusho. Okay, it's one of those things that everybody's art is the perfect art, and I understand that. I think this is the perfect art. Well, any art's good. It's the person. Okay. So many people tell us that this stuff won't work. It's because they just don't know why it works, okay? And they don't use the right tools, all right? There's nothing wrong with this art. It's been around for centuries. If it endured for centuries, okay, then there's some value to it. Okay. I'll stay up here. Ma'am, thank you. Again, like I said, yeah, it will protect against the sport, okay? That's where I was originally intending to go. He turned that, okay, so that would weaken out the human wrist. All right? So if one of the persons of Japanese descent would use it against an Okinawan, that's a weaker structure than hitting with that 3/4. All right? It also can't access the points like we just accessed. All right? So again, that's another step that he put into the arts that have been perpetuated through America and through the rest of the world because of the strong influence Japanese martial arts had. All right? And that one individual had. Okay. So we've got this liver 14 point down and in. Okay. Now, every point that I've given you on the front of the body here, you must strike down and in toward the internal organs. The point on the side of the body, spleen 21. This point is halfway between the ribs, front to back, halfway from the armpit to the base of the floating, or the first floating rib, just dead center. You can access this point with a hit, okay, or you can access this with a rub. All right? Now the beauty of this is once you know the pressure points, you do not have to strike these pressure points. These can be used in a grappled situation. This man rushes in to bear hug me over the top of my arms. Okay, I can't really punch with too much power to effect, but I know that this can weaken the body to get him off me. Okay, I know by twisting that will work just fine. If the man is mounted up on top of me, okay. This isn't a great place to be, by the way, folks. Don't get down here. Okay, but close in on it, okay? And he's smothering me right in through here that's going to damage this person, okay? But I can get him to a weaker state where I could have opened him up for a hit, or I just got him off me, okay?
But if he's angry and his adrenaline is high, and you know how when your adrenaline is high, you know, you can, it seems that you can take a lot of something, whatever, you know.
You can take a lot of exterior.
And so when you hitting there, how's that going to affect the fact that he's stronger and he's angry and his adrenaline is high, and you trying to, that'll still get him up off of there?
Yeah. It works better. Let me just explain why. Okay? This man grabs me, say we'll do it from the standing position, okay? And he grabs me with serious intent, okay? For 1 second, let go for 1 second. I want all of you to just put your hands up like this, okay? And grab hard. Where's all that energy go? Right up in your head, right up in your throat, right here. You've left all your energy here, come up. This is now weak, okay? Yin and yang. You never fight the strength, you fight the weakness. This man's tied up and through here. I'm not going to actually do any of this, okay? I'm not even going to do this, because he could take that. I'm going to come right down and through here. His body is weak. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to kick him down and through here, okay? I'm taking the weakness, because he told me, he just showed me where all that strength is.
Yeah, I'll come up this way.
Mm-hmm.
So it all left down here, and you go wham.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
God.
Now, here's an interesting thing. Say this individual is drunk, okay? Drunks have been known to go through car crashes, fall down flights of stairs, go through a whole batch of stuff, and they get up unscathed. The body loosens out. What's affected on a drunk individual? The hand. They're like this. On a drunk, who's going to have troubles getting his hands up anyway, okay? Everything's hanging on this guy, all right? That puts strain on the head. It pulls everything down. The head's what you go for, all right? This has been field tested. We have a couple people in our organization that are undercover narcotics agents. PCP. You've all heard the stories where the guy's taking 6 shots in the chest, they keep coming. This guy's found out that a spot on the inside of the thigh with a little knee drops him, out cold. Just a little tap. Okay? These are important things for officers to know. These are important things for us to know. But the main thing Kyusho teaches us is there is weakness even in the most aggressive individual. And we have the ability to get something on a stronger, bigger, scarier opponent that is adrenalized. Okay? And again, working with adrenaline, it's going to catch everybody. Okay? But if you're practicing to handle that, then you'll handle it. If you're not, if you're practicing, this man comes in with a punch, and I do this, that's not practicing adrenaline at all. The first time this man attacks me with adrenaline and a little animosity, okay, I'm in trouble, because I have never seen it and never dealt with it. All right, so you got to be able to deal with that. Okay, let me get into some leg points. Okay, dermatomes of the legs, right in the thigh. You've got a point in the inside. You've got a point 3/4. Okay, there's nothing right here because this is a solid hunk of muscle. And remember what I said: there's no weaknesses on a muscle structure. Yeah, and this is a beautiful weekend. When you see the bodybuilding, and this is one of the things I'm excited about being here for. I'm looking at these bodies and I'm looking at all these gaps and holes. Okay, and yeah, I'm looking at these masses of muscle. Okay, but I'm also looking in between those muscles. And I'm looking at body structure, and I'm just getting an anatomy lesson it's worth every penny I paid to get here. Okay? When you look at the leg, this whole hunk of quadricep, and you've seen it on those large-legged individuals, there's nothing getting through that. Okay? So if you're taught to hit wham into the leg like that, all right, that's going to affect some people. It's not going to affect others. You have to look for that weakness. Okay? Now, could you put this leg forward, please? Since this quadricep comes down right in through here, you've got a separation of the quadricep and the hamstring back in here. So this is where the weakness lies. When you see Muay Thai, or you see kickboxing, they're constantly doing this and the guy's still standing there. That's because they're hitting right into that muscle mass. And yeah, that hurts. That really hurts. Unless you really condition it, it still hurts. They just can take it. Okay? The angle and direction is back to front. Okay? At a 45-degree angle. Okay, now I'm lightly going to tap with my knee in the front. That hurts. Okay, I'll go lighter. Okay, if I go from the side, it hurts more. If I come from the back angle here, you're going to see how it dysfunctions the leg. All right, because the nerve exits there. The weakness is there. I'm not hitting muscle mass, I'm hitting nerve tissue. Okay, I'm hitting in between two strengths to find the weakness, yin and yang. Okay, I just happen to know energy goes down the leg, so I'm pushing it down there. All right, so when you see kickboxing, and you're seeing this constantly, and the guy's not going down, if that guy actually took the leg back to front and hooked it in, or got a little bit more of an angle to get a knee or a shin in there, then that would work that much better. All right? And that's probably what they're aiming at. It's just that it's hard to get that angle sometimes. Okay? On the inside of the thigh, if you put this leg forward, same location generally, but 3/4 of the way in. There's a point called spleen 11. This is one of my favorite points. It's my favorite point because I can always guarantee that it's facing me. Okay? Person doesn't conveniently stand like this when he's in a fight toward you. Okay? Person doesn't stand like, I can't even do that. Okay? But that point's always there. All right? And I know it's just one kick away. Now, we were taught in our system never to kick above the belt. Unless the guy's on the floor, then you can kick him anyway. Okay? The reason I wouldn't want to kick up here is he can catch my leg. Okay? And he's gonna. Okay? Especially if he's savvy. All right? But how many people protect their legs? Not too many. And by the time you figure that your leg is being attacked, you're down. There was a UFC fight just recently where a really big individual and a big name individual caught a kick right on the inside of that thigh. First kick right out of the chute. Fight was over, they called it. Man didn't want to get up and fight because he knew his leg wasn't going to function properly. Right? That is a very, very powerful point. And that's also the point that that undercover narcotics agent found, that if you tap, boom, in, okay, that'll take the PCP person out. Right. Knee. Okay, could you roll up that? The knee is one of the best targets you've got because there are 4 pressure points around the knee. So no matter what situation or what angle that person's in compared to you, you've got the knee covered. There's a pressure point on the top on both sides. There's a pressure point on the bottom on both sides. You hit this one, down and in at a 45. You hit this one, down and in at a 45. You hit this one, up and in at a 45. You hit this one, up and in at a 45. So all you have to do is picture an X on the person's knee. And you've got 4 pressure points right there that will debilitate your opponent. Now I'm going to tap it lightly with my hands. Okay? If I do this here, you see how that knee, it's just like the doctor's office where the hammer goes on, the knee just spasms, dysfunctions. Here, same thing. Okay. Here, coming down, same thing. Here, same thing. Okay? If I'm in a fight and I'm down here, he's getting it right there. I'm not reaching all the way over to here. I'm not reaching up to here. I'm not reaching to here. That's going out. Okay? If you're down, you got an option. When you kick it, though, you're going to have that much more energy going into this. Okay, now I'm going to lightly tap with my foot. Okay, you can see how that's like automatically stopped the fight. I got a bare foot on. And I think this is probably one of the reasons why the martial arts was done in bare feet. Is because if you're targeting these points and you're hitting with, remember they used to wear wooden gaiters, okay, with a piece of wood. Or right now, think of your sneakers, the hard rubber soles. Or lug soles, or now the style is very thick leather soles. You take one of those right there, and I guarantee that knee is gone. The weightlifters that you see out here, the bodybuilders, they have a massive structure coming down here. They have this massive muscle right in through here. They've got a massive muscle coming in here. This is not your target. Here you'll see this really tiny little knee, and then this huge calf. Those are your targets. So you have to learn how to read the body as well, okay, and find these points. Just like the racehorse's leg. The racehorse has a huge muscular leg, but their ankles always break. They're weak. Where you try to build the strength, you're going to create the weakness. If you build the strength here, you create the weakness, the yin and the yang, okay? And while we're right here, why don't I go into these few ankle points, and then I'll answer a few questions. Right up from the ankle, 1 hand width, there's a point called spleen number 6. It's in between the shin bone and the calf muscle. Okay? This is a point where 3 energies meet in the leg. This is a very, very important point. Okay? Very weak point that will weaken out this person's leg. Okay? Now, I'm able to do this with ease for a couple reasons. First of all, I've set his leg up pretty decent, okay? And I'm just telling you this so you don't look at this as like, okay, what's he doing? He's touching him and the guy's falling all over the place. Magic secrets, this guy's faking it, whatever you're thinking, all right? He's just set up, okay? And I'm just telling you, it's going to be easier for me to do. I would kick this. I'm not going to be down here grabbing this guy's ankle, okay? But this point, if you do this, it just shuts the energy off in the leg, and the leg can't stand. I was telling you about energy, how it circulates around the body. Energy comes up the inside of the leg. It's what holds the leg in place, okay? The muscle structure is tightened, okay? On the outside of the leg, it comes down, okay? If I stop that energy, it weakens the leg. There's no way the body can put weight on it. The structure falls. Okay? This also helps in healing, okay? I had a student come to me, he was a Taekwondo person, he does a lot of competition, and there's a lot of kicking going on. Long rounds of kicking fatigue the legs. When you kick a lot, okay? You're sending energy out the foot. I told him one small, simple thing to do to get his fighter's legs back in condition. After the first round, if you get a respite in that particular match, since he sent all this energy down the foot when it's supposed to be going up, just rub the guy's leg up, massage it up, pull that energy right back up the leg. His fighters won all day, okay, because they weren't as fatigued. All right, and that's not saying that this technique made it special so they could win. I'm just saying that by understanding the pressure points of the body, you can also strengthen yourself as well. And on that tangent, what I'd like to do is that I'm going to go and I'm going to describe some healing, right? Because a very key component of the Kyusho is the yin aspect, the healing aspect, not the hurting aspect. I don't get in a lot of fights anymore, okay? I haven't been in one for God knows how long, and I don't plan on getting into one. If I do, it's here. My main thrust now is helping my family, myself, have better health, helping my students have better health. Now, you had lower back pain, you had lower back pain, okay? Come on up, sir.
Yeah, right now I'm dealing with the camera all day.
Absolutely, thank you. Could you take off one shoe? What side is your back pain on?
Actually, it's for the whole
Across? Great, take your shoes off. Every pressure point in the body has three main functions, okay? One, to dysfunction or area control, where you can dysfunction the joint, okay? One is for reversing energy, okay, and causing damage. And one is for sending energy on its way to help heal the body.
Nice knowing you.
No, you're going to be healed, boy. All right. And I know this does not make sense, okay? But this is the back. This is his back right here. There's a point right in the hollow, right where the Achilles tendon. Let me show you on my leg because I took my sock off. You'll see there's a hollow pocket right in between the heel where the Achilles tendon comes down. You've got this heel bone right here, big massive bone, probably the thickest bone in your body. Right? On top of that, there lies a nerve. This gets pushed down. And what I'll do is I'll get on this side, just stay right there. Is I'll push down. Okay, now it's going to be sensitive, okay, because his back is hurting. Am I right?
You ain't lying.
Okay. What this does is it pulls energy out of his back and it actually pushes it into the floor and grounds it into the floor. Now, I never met you before today, right?
No.
Okay. So he has nothing to gain by saying that, okay, this worked. Just telling you. It's not one of my students. I do it on the other side. The side that has the back pain, if his back pain was on one side predominantly, that side would be more sensitive.
Yeah, it was definitely this side. This left side doesn't hurt as much.
And all you have to do is massage it for a few seconds. How long? Depends on how severe the back pain, okay? How long your fingers hold out. A lot of different variables.
Is that why when you stand a long time, the energy is going out and it causes the back to hurt?
Yes.
Is that right?
It's weird. Feels
Back a little
good.
looser?
Yeah. I also can feel it off my fingers.
Yeah. We're wired pretty weird, aren't we?
When you were on this side, I could feel it going through my my fingers on the left side.
Super. Now your back is okay. It feels better down
A
here.
lot better. Weird. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Okay. Let's get into some other points for healing as well. Okay. Anybody got an ailment?
Headache.
Headache. Come on over. Yeah.
That'll work.
Here. Now, headaches. Everybody gets headaches, okay? And this is real important. Why don't you sit down? And if you could turn your back to the camera. Okay, now, where's your headache, by the way? On the side of the forehead? You know.
Coming up on the forehead, so it's simple. Going back to my back.
The reason I asked is because you've got two main energy structures in the acupuncture meridians. Okay, you've got them on the side of the head, and you've got two bladder lines that come right from the corner of the eyes and like racing stripes go right down the center of your back, all the way down. Okay? If he had said his headache was just right here or right here, I would work only on the bladder meridian. If he had said his headache is on the side because his gallbladder meridian comes from the corner of the eye, if you could turn sideways, Gary. Okay. Comes from the corner of the eye, cuts into the ear, okay? Loops over the back of the ear, does this zigzag, comes out the neck, and then comes down the side of the body. if the headache was here, because that gallbladder is all over the place in the head, I would correct the gallbladder meridian. Now, he said it starts in the middle, but it shoots across, so now I know that it's in both meridians. I'm going to work with both meridians to get the energy out of his head. Headache means there's energy blocked up in the head. All energy in the head tries to flow downward, okay? Just a natural flow, okay? What I need to do is get that energy flowing again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the two center lines and work my way out. Right at the corner of the nose. Right in through here. Could we turn and face this way? Sorry. Right up and through here at the corner of the eyes. Okay? There are the two bladder 1 points. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to push on the bladder 1s hard. Okay? And release it. What's going to happen? Energy will just release. Now, when you're doing pressure point healing or manipulation of pressure points, okay, we call it tuina in Chinese, shiatsu in Japanese. Okay? Acupuncture if you use the needles. Okay? Energy cannot be unstopped just by pulling one way. You have to go two ways. Just like a plunger in a sink. You don't plunge it once and expect the sink to be dislodged. Up and down to dislodge the energy. We're going to do the same thing with this man's head. Okay? What I did was I forced energy up and I actually caused more pain here. And then I release it to relax it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going to trace the energy, okay, right down his back. And I'm just using these two fingers just like those racing stripes, okay? Right at the base of the skull, if we could turn around this way again, sorry. It's got a headache and I'm moving them all over the place. Okay. There are two main points called bladder 10. They're right at the base of the cranium right here. Okay, right in those two spots right there. This is another main energy gate that a lot of people will get a headache right in through here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press energy up and in, and then I'm going to draw it down. And I'm just drawing it down, just trying to get the energy to flow. Now, that took care of the bladder meridian. Now I want to get rid of the headache that's more on the side of this man's head. What I'm going to do is, these are two main energy gates, gallbladder 20. This is also what I struck him on earlier. Okay, so I didn't correct him because I was going rambling on. So let's fix this a little bit. I'm going to put my hands in a position where I can get both points, okay, and I'm going to push the energy up into his head, which I can feel pulsing actually on both sides of his forehead. Okay, and I'm going to release it. Now I'm going to drag energy out. Now gallbladder meridian comes down over the shoulders, the top of the shoulders, and this is where most people hang on to their stress and their anxiety, is right up and through here. Then you're at the computer terminal all day, you're driving a car in traffic all day. This is where the headache occurs. Okay? What I'm going to do from there is I drag down hard and I push right on top, the gallbladder 21s. Okay? And I push so it forms like a pool. And then I shoot it out the side. And by a pool I mean, imagine energy like liquid coming down. If I put an indentation right here, it's going to pool up in there. It's actually drawn to the lower elevations. And then I splash it off the sides. Okay? Now I've got energy flowing this way. Okay? What I'm going to also do is, I told you before, right at the corner of the eyes, there's a pressure point called gallbladder 1. Okay? These are all, by the way, very viable hitting targets. Okay? This energy, we're going to pull this way, like pulling the cork right out. A little looser. And then I'm just going to work on getting the energy flowing away from his head, okay, and out the peripherals. Is that taking a little bit of it away?
Thank you.
So you can integrate the healing with the hurting. It's the true yin and yang of the martial arts, and that's the way the martial arts is supposed to be. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay.
I do.
Yes, ma'am?
What's the name of the technique that you used, the pressure pointers? What's the name that you're using?
The name of the hurting aspects is called Kyusho.
Kyusho?
Kyusho. Sho means first, okay? Kyu means second. Kyusho, first, second. Okay? The art of healing, okay, is called tuina if you manipulate. That's a Chinese dialect that means to grasp and seize or to manipulate, okay? We do also something called qigong. Qigong is, qi in your body is the electricity that we've been talking about all day. Okay, we can generate it, we can build it, we can push it out of our bodies to either help or hurt someone. Now, come on. Okay. I alluded that I was going to do a no-touch knockout, and I'm going to try one. Okay. Now my energy is gone a little bit because of the whole day standing around and everything like this. This is not 100% art for me yet. Okay. I don't fully understand this yet. Okay. We are working on it. It's not combat viable, no way. Okay. But we're getting there. I've gotten quicker in my old age. Okay. As I work with it, I get quicker, more reliable. I've done about 40 of these. Okay. I've done them in 6 different hand positions. So it's not just the same person getting hypnotized. I've heard that. We do hypnosis. Okay. I've had people think it's a placebo. It's not a placebo. Power suggestion. It's not the power suggestion. Because the same man that I've knocked out before, I've knocked out with this technique. And I'll be honest with you, he's not someone I don't know. He's a student. He's a friend. But some days he'll stand there and look at me and go, no, didn't get it. It's not a placebo. It's just sometimes you're on, sometimes you're off. All right, what I'm going to do, let me explain this first. I'm going to use the gallbladder 20 on one side of his head, right here, like I just used on Mr. Rooks over here to heal his headache. I also tapped him on it earlier to maybe cause the headache. Okay? That's one of the energy gates that I told you about, striking. Okay? We have on the forehead, which I really didn't get into, gallbladder points 13, 14, and 15. Okay? These 3 points here, this is what I went out to, I live in Boston. Okay? When I saw the videotape that I mentioned earlier of the guy knocking someone out, the guy did a hand slap right up here. Guy just looked like he totally electrified, like he put his finger in a light socket, and I said, no way. So I hopped on a plane, went out to Portland, Oregon, and asked him to do it to me. He obliged. This is also the one that took me 6 years to get. All right? This holds a little place in my heart. All right? This area right in through here is the same meridian as this, except for yin and yang. Now, I don't have an awful lot of energy coming out of my hands. Okay? But if I go left to right, front to back, I can cause more damage with less energy. Right? And I'm going to just try this.
Kurt, you got a side shot?
Absolutely. By the way, if you ever watch a Kyusho person getting ready to do a knockout, I'm giving my secrets away now, okay? We do this. That was just this. So what you learn with your first lesson of healing the body before you take a Kyusho lesson, is how we get the energy out to our hands.
And so you're building up the energy into your hands.
Right.
By doing that, by wringing them down.
Right. Now, right now, okay, because I'm attempting something and I'm hoping to God it works, okay, so I don't look like a fool, I got this, like, nervous knot right here, okay? This nervous knot, I don't want here, I want here, because this is what I'm going to hit him with. Or I'm not going to hit him, I'm just going to move. So I want the energy to come down into my hands. Now, I didn't knock the man totally out.
That's incredible.
It's weird. We don't understand it totally yet. We don't know where we're going. This stemmed off of us striking.
Could I ask you to try that on me?
Sure.
It has to do with the
All right. That's incredible. I
therapeutic
can't believe it.
touch.
It's the end. I want everybody to do this. Stand up for a second. I'm not going to touch you. I just want you to do this by yourself. Okay? I want everybody to put their hand in the ball. Some of you have done this in martial arts classes. Get this chi ball going. Okay? Get that energy just playing around. What I want you to do, keep your hands nice and loose. Okay? And just bounce it back and forth. Some of you are going to feel a little heat. Okay? Some of you might feel pins and needles, the little thickness.
Like a
Little thickness.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, now, I want you to just stop your hands for a second. Can you feel this?
Yeah.
It's like a magnetic repulsion, like those Scotty dogs, like you played with, okay?
Tailbow's on fire.
I just want to stop inconvenience for one second. Here's what I put into this individual over here.
Much better. Damn. Yeah?
Okay, the hand's cooking now, folks.
Hang on, knock you out to the wall.
And this is why some people say this won't work in a real fight, and that's a complete crock. This is going to work better in a fight than it does in demonstrations, for the main fact that we don't intend to hurt the person. On the street, I intend to hurt. I don't intend to hurt you, okay? Could we have...
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yeah, Evan.
Can you back up just a little to, right there?
Perfect.
Same thing. I'm not gonna let you go. Oh, sit down, sit down, sit down.
That's it.
Oh, just cross those legs.
I'm all right. I just got lightheaded, you know.
We want to just make sure that you're okay, because I don't want you standing up later and maybe twisting a knee because you're down. Can you feel this energy coming up?
Yeah.
Remember how I was describing earlier when we were healing?
Yeah.
You getting a headache at all?
No. I think I can do that.
Yeah, just let me play with my hands a little bit more.
They signed that release, right?
Okay, I think I'm...
Give him a round of applause. Okay. Any questions?
Incredible.
One, I don't know, but I will try. And I'm going to tell you something that happened when I first did my first knockout, and a lot of them after that. The energy knockouts pulled a lot of energy out of me and hurt me. This I'm going to feel tomorrow morning. This bit I'm going to feel because I use personal energy. I tried to use the atmosphere energy, but when you're under fluorescent lights, it's not a heck of a lot of energy. Plus the concrete like pulls it right out of you anyway. So tomorrow morning, I guarantee I'm going to be walking around sort of like this. Is it worth it? To me, it is. I don't know, but it does have a lot. I'll try to work with you. Okay, see if I got some energy left.
What are you gonna do?
Same thing. Same thing.
No.
Yeah, just relax. Oh, sorry.
No, you're not. You need all that.
Laura.
Wow.
Good for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right.
I'm good to go, but that was cool.
And that's all I'm going to do because I can even feel it crawling up my back. I can feel it coming out of my head. But any questions?
We live in the
It works.
Cleveland area.
That's easy.
I'd like to, you guys, first of all,
We would like to further get into learning this.
well, we're going to go into that. I'd like to, first of all, want to let everybody give Mr. Evan.
Please, a round of applause for these two guys.
Let me ask everybody another question. Had anybody here ever trained with Evan Pantazi before? Yes or no?
Never seen this.
Let me ask you another question. Would you like him to come back here and do a seminar for you guys, if you could, as in starting a core group in this area?
Yeah,
Yes,
I would definitely.
Nope, in the Cleveland area.
What we're going to do is, we'll be calling all of you for two reasons. Number one, we'd like to get a testimonial from everybody to find out what you thought of this event. This is not your traditional martial arts. Actually, it is your very traditional martial arts, but it's not what you're used to seeing today. What we are going to do is, this was a special seminar Like I said in the very beginning, all of the seminars and all of the people that we work with are of this caliber. Different profession, different area, but all of this caliber. We would not waste our time if we didn't believe that what he does is real. Because it makes us look bad, and it would make him look bad, and he would not waste his time. You're all people who are brand new. It is our honor, and I say this with great humility. I'm honored that all of you spent the time with us this evening. It's the beginning. What we plan on doing is probably doing something every 3 months, so that we'll start to come back, because this is something that you'll have the opportunity to practice. You'll have the opportunity. We're going to create everything that you saw here today. We're going to create a tape series, and all of you will have the opportunity to get a copy of that tape series. And of course, you'll all, at whatever the price of the tape series, you'll all have a discount off the tape series, a good, nice, strong discount off the tape series. And we will call everybody. What I'd like to do is be able to call all of you individually, get a personal testimonial to be able to put on the site about Evan. Would that be good?
Yes.
It's great. It works.
And I know it works. And what we'd like to do is, at this time, we're going to officially close the seminar. We will absolutely do more seminars. This is the very beginning. I can say this for sure, what you all see here today. In the business that I was in previous to this, it was the kind of business where the first meeting I did, I had one person who came and believed in what we were talking about. And within 3 years, we had 40,000 people who came and believed what we were talking about. Now, that was a nutritional supplement. You all witnessed something that has absolutely, I mean, I can see it in your eyes. You believe in what you see. This is real. It's hard to believe if you've never been there, if you've never been part of it, but you have now. You've been touched. I hope you like what you see, and I definitely hope you'll come back. And no matter what your testimonial is, we want to hear it. But we'd like you to go home, think about that, because we will be calling you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn Thompson,
And I'm Evan Thompson.
and I thought that the seminar was wonderful.
I mean, he can knock you out without even touching you. I mean, there's millions, it seemed like millions of pressure points, but I heard it was like 300 or something. And he touched my elbow, he just made me drop straight to the ground.
It works on the premise of your electricity in your body, and I know that's true because of physical therapy and therapeutic touch, and it really works, and I think it's wonderful, and I want to learn a lot more about it.
And you should too.
My name is Kelly Wensloff. I am a first-level black belt in the American Bondo Association under the instruction of Dr. Mongji and Mr. Tim Fleming. I've studied the martial arts for 15 years, Aikido, Tai Chi, little Taekwondo, a lot of Bondo. Next to the teachings of Dr. G, this is one of the most incredible seminars that I have ever experienced. The knowledge that this gentleman has is phenomenal, and I intend to continue to be a part of it for many years.
My name is Joe Odom, and I've been here, and I'll tell you, it's the greatest thing that I've seen. One of the main things that I really enjoyed was the fact that this system can be used for offense and also for defense and also for healing. And it's amazing how you can take one thing and turn it around and generate it for self-defense and for healing. It really works. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Thank you.
For the whole weekend. Yeah. I'm going to go see some.